I'm Flora. I work at Veritable Vegetable. I've been here for 10 years and I'm a member of the purchasing team.
And I'm Andrew. I'm also a purchaser here at Veritable. I've been here for about 7 years.
Veritable Vegetable started in 1974. We're one of the longest operating organic distribution companies in the nation. We are women-owned and operated. We have a staff of approximately 120 people, 50% of which are women, which means that we do everything here, from heavy lifting to operating machinery, driving trucks, and sitting on the executive team. We're a values-driven company, and we have been since our inception. We support small and mid-sized growers, and we truly believe that the wholesale-grower relationship is a mutually beneficial partnership.
Veritable Vegetable is a full-service distributor of organic fresh fruit and vegetables. We have over 500 customers in various different regions. We sell to co-ops, independent grocers, restaurants, food service providers, processors, manufacturers, schools, hospitals, and some corporate kitchens as well. It is our belief that working with a distributor is important for small farmers because it helps them to focus on their efforts on the farm while also giving them broader access to the marketplace and other outlets to sell their product in. We support growers as much as we can through various different ways, but our values-driven business model is the most important way we do that. One of the examples of this is that we maintain a farm's label throughout the entire supply chain. We never put our label on the product. We always represent the farm as is on their packaging. We also strive to make sure that we're getting the best returns for our farmers. Some other more specific ways we help our growers is by sharing market information with them and helping them learn about retail trends such as packaging. We also do crop planning with them. We give them advice on labeling and tell them about any changes to regulations. We help them with the pack types, making sure that they're packing product in the standard pack types that retailers and other customers want to see. And we work with them about quality standards, giving them feedback on how their product looks, on what kind of grade we can classify it as, how we can use it. And any kind of updates about policy and certification that's necessary. And then we just help to carry their story through to our customers and all the way through the supply chain.
We consider ourselves a regional distributor. We distribute all over California, and we also go into parts of Nevada, southern Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. And we also will ship to Hawaii and New York.
One of the biggest things is good communication. It's important for you to always communicate with your wholesaler. We're gonna want to know things like what you grow, when you grow it, what kind of quality we can expect from you, the kind of packs you're used to doing, what you can pack your product into, where your locations are, where your farm is, your labor practices that you use with your workers, and your production calendar. And we can always help you with those things too. We're here to help you and make the relationship work. So in addition to some of those nuts and bolt kinds of things, we also want to get to know the farmer on a deeper level. How long you've been farming, why you got started farming, and where you got to where you are now. Another important thing beyond communication is good planning. You need to know what you're going to have and when you'll have it before you come to your wholesaler, or we can help you plan that out if you don't know. For example, you don't want to have your product in the field ready to be harvested and yet you haven't bought your boxes yet. So those kinds of things need to be planned out, and again, we're here to help you with those kinds of things. Another thing that's very important is trust. Transparency is key from both sides. That kind of trust leads to an effective partnership and builds long-term relationships.
In terms of product quality and uniformity considerations, we recommend that you familiarize yourself with the USDA has established requirements, and those are available on the AMS website. They will outline standard counts, sizes, grade, and then also talk about ripeness and condition. Then there's also market-driven considerations. For example, we have a few different types of customers, as we mentioned earlier, some of which are retail markets, processors, restaurants, and food service. We also look at quality and pack. We would set pricing and sales strategies to determine what outlet is the best for your product. I can't emphasize this enough, but growers should really know what other growers are doing, how they're packing their product. So ways you can familiarize yourself with that would be to walk the local produce terminal, go to the wholesale markets, visit your local produce department, and then also visit a distributor. Again, it comes down to really good communication, planning, and trust to form a strong partnership.
Every wholesaler and distributor has a slightly different set of requirements for these kinds of things. So I'm going to talk about Veritable's requirements or recommendations. First of all, they're the legal requirements. To sell to an organic wholesale distributor, you have to be certified organic. And there's a set of regulations and requirements that the USDA has established for that. Also, here at Veritable, some things that we don't require, but we encourage farmers to have are things like a food safety certification, such as GAP, the Good Agricultural Practices. Another thing that we like farmers to be aware of and have good practices around is post-harvest handling. Now, these can vary from crop to crop, and they can be very specific, but they can also impact the value of your product significantly. So things like packing your broccoli on ice are standard for the industry, and that's how we're going to want to see your broccoli packed too. Other things like melons need to be pre-cooled before you put them on a truck and send them to a distributor. Some farmers may not know that, but those things are important to keep your product the best looking quality as possible.
There are third-party carriers that are out there, and a third-party carrier is a licensed company that will pick up your product and deliver it for a fee. Another option is if a grower has a refrigerated truck, they can deliver it. One thing I'd want to mention is it's definitely worth calculating your expenses to see if it's worth it for you, and you also try not to drive back empty with an empty truck. And the third option would be here at VV, we have a near zero emissions fleet of trucks. We use renewable diesel to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. And we're also experimenting with solar panels on our tractors, which would help charge the batteries off the sleeper cab. We also strive to keep our trucks full in both directions through backhaul pickups and then also freight. And then we always try to pick up at the farm if we can. It gives us a lot of flexibility and more control. We also know exactly when the product is going to land on our dock. And then also, if we can't pick the product directly up from your farm, we can make arrangements to cross-dock it. Cross-dock would be picking up at an established location. So we would try to set a pickup up at a company that we were already going to. So there's also resources out there. This is a guide that we use here. This is the Wholesale Success, a farmer's guide to food safety, selling, post-harvest handling, and packing produce. And one thing to mention is that even if we don't have room to take your product, we're always happy to talk about market information.
Don't think that just because you don't have a whole truckload, you can't sell to a wholesaler, or don't think that, because you have more than a few boxes for your local market left over, you can't bring those to a wholesaler. We're here to help you to sell your product and get you good money back for it. There's a lot of new product lines that we're seeing, new to market items, things that aren't necessarily new, have been around for a long time, but people are just getting more excited about them. Things like passion fruit, dragon fruit, rambutan, a lot of tropicals. And then we're also seeing some new, or not new, but lesser known varieties of things like turmeric and ginger that are already major trends in the industry.
Other trends we're seeing are the demand for organics is growing. It's one of the fastest growing parts of the food system. We're also seeing a lot more research and more research dollars going towards organic farming. And there's more interest in reducing the environmental footprint.
People are starting to focus more on things like sustainability and regenerative farming than just on the word organic.
Yeah, and here at VV, we're also trying to continuously improve our sustainability efforts and finding more ways to reduce our impact.